Hare Krishna. So, welcome all the participants to the orientation of Gita Value series. And I'd like to welcome all the participants present here. And we also have with us Ansu sir. I'd like to spotlight him as well. So, greetings to everyone, and we welcome all of you to this 8 session e-certificate course, Value Education from Srijan. And this is going to be a very beautiful learning journey with all of you, and all of you learn many good habits and many stories, and we'll have many fun activities together. So let us get started with this. So I am Vimal Rana, IIT ISM graduate and a mining engineer by profession, and I'm also volunteering at Srijan, and I am designing curriculum for students for value education. And we have with us Ansu sir. I would like to also welcome him. He is a software developer at Adobe, and he is also a mentor at Srijan. And then Ansu sir can continue.
Good evening, everyone. I'm really happy to see all of you joining us today. And again, welcome all of you we are very grateful to all of you that you have taken your time out of your busy schedules and have joined today, right? So today, this session, okay. One important thing for the kids, if you have your parents around you, please call them because this session is the orientation session. So we'd like them also to be present so that, we'll be telling you some important things about the course as well as, some important things about values as well, right? So please, if they are present and if they can attend, then please call them as well, right? Okay. So
yeah, so we are very much thankful to the parents as well, because they took the choice, they made the choice to enroll their kids in this 8 session certificate course. And many parents are now choosing different things for their kids, like coding for kids and then robotics for kids, but you have chosen Gita for kids, so it is a point of congratulation. Yeah. So a child who thinks becomes a leader who inspires. So the motive behind this initiative is that we can train future leaders, because those students who at this age can imbibe right qualities can certainly become inspiring leaders tomorrow. And we have very beautiful example that Ansu sir will now be telling you about this famous personality you all know. Yes, Ansu sir.
You're on mute, Ansu.
okay, sorry. I hope I am now audible. So thank you, Vimal sir, for giving me this opportunity. So just want to share one small story with all of you before we proceed with our session today. So this story is about a very great personality of our nation, whose name is Mahatma Gandhi, right? I hope all of us know him. He is the father of our nation. So it's an incident which happened in his childhood, right? So it goes like this, like that. Mahatma Gandhi, he was, since childhood only, he loved the stories. He had mentioned it many times that he loved the character of two great personalities, that are Prahlad Maharaj and Harishchandra, right? So, and you know, he was very much inspired by the character of Harishchandra. It is said that Mahatma Gandhi very much propagated the feeling that we should always be truthful to everyone. And how did he get that inspiration? The story is about that. So he tells us that King Harishchandra had to face a lot of difficulties, and tolerate a lot of difficult situations in his life, right? If you know about the story, he lost his kingdom, lost his wealth, lost his wife, his children, and a lot of troubles he had to undergo just because he was not ready to tell lies, right? He was always truthful throughout his life, and he had to go through all of these difficult situations, but still he continued to become, remain very truthful. And even now we remember his example, and people quote his example that, if you want to be truthful, we can learn from Srijan, right? So Gandhiji also was very, very inspired by him. And uh, but one more personality who he was inspired was by the character of Prahlad, right? So he dared to utter the name of Lord Ram in spite of the fact that he was born in demon's family. If you know the story of Prahlad Maharaj or Bhakt Prahlad, he was born in the family of Hiranyakashipu, who was a demon, right? But still, his son Prahlad was a great devotee of Lord Vishnu. So in that way, but he was not terrified of his demon father Hiranyakashipu, right? Because he went on to uh, to worship Lord Vishnu, and he had to undergo a lot of difficulties due to that. And similarly, Mahatma Gandhi also, he had to he derived inspiration from that story, and in his life also he continued to struggle for the freedom movement. And in spite of having a lot of difficulties, lot of challenges by the British rulers, he continued on that, right? So uh, you know these two personalities, and we see that even personalities like Mahatma Gandhi, how much they value the importance of values, importance of character in their lives. And if you ponder over the history, you'll see that people do not remember personalities who are very wealthy, who are great kings, but people remember personalities who were of great character, right? Just like Mahatma Gandhi, just like Harish Chandra. These are some personalities even now we remember. Why? Because they had very great, you know, character. The foundation of character was very strong, and in that way they are remembered even today, right? This is one story which we wanted to share with all of you. Now, I'd like to hand over to Vimal sir to continue.
Thank you, Ansu sir, for sharing such a nice story. And we can see that how Mahatma Gandhi, whatever inputs he got in his childhood and took him, made him what he became later on. So this is a very important principle, that whatever goes in today comes out tomorrow. So whatever we are going to invest in our children today, that is what we can expect in the future. That is why a famous saying goes like that: if you want to change a century, then you should start investing in children, right? So our children are like the future leaders, so whatever we train them today, they're going to become. So most important training is that we learn how to train them in character, in behavior, in good values, which they can carry throughout their lives, because this is the foundation. So yeah, Ansu sir, please go ahead.
This is the overall agenda that we'll be going through in today's session. So we welcome all of you. Now we'll be going through a brief introduction of what Srijan is and what this course is going to be all about, right? Because some of you already know about Srijan, because some of you have attended one of our previous workshops, but many of you are not aware. So we'll be taking you briefly through that, and also we'll be telling about more about the course and how it's going to be. Then we have a very special guest speaker with all of us, and he will be taking all of you through why it's important to have values in our life, right? So value of values, right? And in the end, we have some important announcements. So please wait till the end, and then we'll be concluding the session.
Yeah. So this is the way we greet each other, by saying Hare Krishna. So all of you, if possible, can switch on your videos, and we welcome all of you with a loud Hare Krishna. So
Hare
yeah.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, everyone.
Hare Krishna.
So
Hare
now
Krishna.
something about Srijan. So this initiative, and so sir, you can briefly speak, and then I'll go on with the vision.
Okay, sure. So in brief, if we have to tell you what Srijan is, many of you might have already visited our website and you might have some idea, but it's an initiative by some of the people from ISKCON Newtown, Calcutta, right? So an ISKCON upcoming temple in Calcutta in the area of Newtown, and some group of youngsters, like many of them are IIT graduates, many of them are NITians, many of them are right now pursuing their studies in US as well. So these all young all of us, we have been mentored by some leaders from this ISKCON Newton Calcutta. They inspired us very much, and they gave us this they told us about the importance of having strong character in our lives, the importance of values in our lives, and it touched our heart so much that we went on that, okay, we have to share this knowledge with everyone that we can. So this region is a small initiative. It's small in the sense that it's still growing. We are still I think it's a 1 year, it has been 1 year of this initiative, and we are more or less focused on the children, because we believe that they are the ones who are going to take this generation ahead, right? So our primary focus are upon small children and teenagers, and we try to educate them about the importance of values. We try to give them practical tips. We try to give them wisdom stories through fun learning ways. We tell them about all the scriptures, the wisdom that it contains, and try to help them build their character, build their solid foundation, so that they can have a very bright future, right? So this is in brief about Srijan. Yes, Vimal sir.
Yeah, so Ansu sir told about the introduction, how we got started a few years back. Just a year back, we started with a team of 3-4 members who were inspired to spread the message of our Vedic scriptures in a way that it can nurture character in our young generation. And our vision is that we know that childhood is the most critical part of human life, because this is the time when they get introduced to the whole world. The kind of value system they imbibe in themselves is what is going to shape their whole future. So we recognize that, and therefore we introduce them to all those values that are present in our vast Vedic literatures like Bhagavad Gita and the Puranas, Mahabharata, Ramayana. And there is a lot to learn from them, from the characters and their values that they showed to the world. And we have got a good response, and we have been able to impact many countries. We have just started a little, say 10-12 months back, but we have participants from many countries, like over 10 countries: India, UK, Australia, Russia, Arabian countries, and Singapore. And gradually, mostly our participants are from India, but yeah, we're planning that we can have a modern Gurukul, jet age Gurukul, which can spread this message of Gita and throughout the whole world, wherever people are there and they want to learn and train their kids in these values. So yeah, yes, Ansu sir.
Okay, so this was about how Srijan came about and what is our vision. So now if we talk about what this course is going to be about, so mostly, as the name suggests, we'll be covering a lot of values that we can learn from Bhagavad Gita, and not just Bhagavad Gita. This is the primary source of our reference. Apart from this, we'll be covering stories from many other scriptures, Indian scriptures like Ramayana, Mahabharata, or even Granth Srimad Bhagavatam, and we'll be telling it in an interesting and modernistic way, so that the small kids, the teenagers, and even bigger kids, they can try to have some kind of practical implementation of that thing and apply them into their lives, right? So this is the first part. Then we'll also be covering slokas one sloka in all of the sessions, so that and we will encourage all the kids to learn the sloka, so that by the end of the course they can have they can say that, okay, we know some slokas, and you'll be able to tell to your relatives as well, right? And apart from this, will have a lot of activities, just like quizzes and other fun activities as well. We'll be asking you to make some presentations. We'll be asking you to record your videos of speaking the sloka, so that we can put it on our Facebook page. Everyone can see it, like it, share it, right? So these all activities are going to be there, and we highly solicit your active participation into it, in making this course very a successful one. Okay, Vimalpru, you're on mute if you want to take
Okay.
this.
Yeah. So the roadmap, here is a roadmap for you. So you will be learning in these sessions the knowledge, you'll get the right knowledge of culture and values from the Bhagavad Gita, Ramayana and Mahabharata. And you'll get to know about the real role models like Lord Ram, how he set the example of being dutiful, and from the character of many other characters like Arjuna, Krishna, and how they displayed and how they always took the side of dharma in spite of so many difficulties. So you'll get to be inspired by these personalities who are like our real role models. And then by imbibing those values and those habits that you learn here, you can actually become a true value leader, which is the goal of training, this Srijan training modules. So this is the whole roadmap, and this is just a 8 session course which will give you a start with this. But later on we have many other training modules which will be coming up, like module 2, and then we have a value education school as well, which is we are going to launch soon. So this is just a beginning, and we welcome you that you can take away with this initiative and continue to get inspired and become a truly a value leader. So with this, I would like to introduce you to a very special guest and speaker with us today. And he is Soumya sir. I would spotlight him for everyone. And he has been inspiration for all of us, because he has the vision how to actually train children and take them to that level where they can inspire others. And materially, he is a master's in designing from IIT Kanpur, and a graduate from NIT Jamshedpur, and currently he's working as UX designer in Philips India. And apart from uh, this successful career, he is not only having this successful career but also a good heart to share this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita and our Vedas to children. And he has been very instrumental in designing all the courses and designing the various curriculum, and also all the features that you are seeing, the presentation, everything he has designed with by himself. So we are very grateful to him for being a inspiration for all of us. And let us hear from him that what is the value of imbibing values at this right age. So over to you, Soumya sir, now.
Hare Krishna. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hare
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Krishna.
Thank you
Yes,
so
sir.
much. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Yes, sir. Hare Krishna.
I'm very happy to meet all of you today, and today is Sunday as well, and the whole world is also celebrating today. Which day? Whose appearance day today? Whose birthday today we are celebrating? Does someone know? He was a great freedom fighter.
Netaji, Netaji,
Yes,
Netaji
Netaji
Subhash
Subhash.
Chandra.
Very good, very good. See, all of you are so nice, intelligent, and knowledgeable as well. Yes, very good. So, just before I start, I'll request Vimal Prabhu, if you can allow me screen sharing, then
Yes
I'll
sir,
share
you are
something.
co-host now.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so let me know when you can see. I have tried to put some something up together so that we all can study. Just start with prayers first. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena
Soumya, your
Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda. Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. I think was my internet breaking in between?
Yes, a
If
little.
it,
Yes, sir.
but now it is clear, right? Okay. Thank you so much. I would request if you all can switch on your video, and we'll keep this interacting. We'll talk together and we'll learn a little bit. So, this is the thought of the day that we will discuss today. Okay. Watch your thoughts, watch your actions, they become habits. And watch your habits, they become your character. And then at the end, watch your character because they become your culture, right? So whatever we think, first, whenever we speak something, we think, right? When we think something, then we speak. And what we speak, we start acting also accordingly. For example, today was the birthday of Netaji, right? What was his famous slogan? Does anyone know?
तुम मुझे खोल लो मैं तुमको आजाद.
Yes, yes. So he used to speak that. Why? Because he used to think about how he can bring freedom to India during that time. And because he used to speak, he also translated this into his action, right? He went on and he fought, he collaborated with many more leader and strategic partners to bring freedom to us as well, and played a very key role in India's independence. So we see how words are powerful. We know Netaji Bhagavad Gita also. We remember whose words are there in Bhagavad Gita?
Krishna.
Yes, it's not just Krishna. There is Krishna, there is Arjuna, and also there is Sanjaya. Because first Sanjaya asks a question, right? So we learn all about this. So it's also again about words. And when Krishna spoke those words, what happened? Arjuna got the strength to act upon what is right and what is wrong. And then when you talk and then you act on something, then it becomes habit. So we will see three things. We are not going to go through 5 of them, just 3 things. Okay. So behavior. Can someone say what do we understand by behavior? You can raise your hand, then I'll ask you. You can raise your hand on the this button. Can someone say what does it mean? Yes, you are audible.
Sir, you are not audible.
Oh, I'm not audible. I'm sorry. So what does behavior mean? Can someone say?
I am a super.
Okay. Tavasya, if you're speaking,
in manners.
yes, manners. What does it include? It includes how we talk, how we act towards not our just seniors, but also our friends, and also to our younger ones, right? So it all constitutes behavior. Now in Srimad Bhagavatam, Prahlad Maharaj and Narad Muni, right? The glorious devotee Prahlad Maharaj and his teacher Narad Muni. So this he gave this 3 formula, and if you follow this formula, then you will be very happy and you'll be very comfortable here. You want to know what? So the first is, when you see a superior, you should be very happy to meet him. Your parents, your elders, someone elder in the family, teachers, and we should not feel envy or uneasy. Sometimes when we meet a new person, we feel uneasy, right? But it said we should feel happy to meet a superior and senior person, elder person, right? And then we should be kind to the inferior. Inferior in the sense someone may not be. Hare Krishna, can you hear me?
Sir.
Okay, okay. So inferior in the sense, all of you are very intelligent and you must be studying very nicely and you have a lot of skills, right? But there may be some who are not so fortunate. They might not score those little, good marks or something. Then we should not ridicule them or we should not make fun of them. We should help them and we should encourage them. And with with our friends, sometimes we become very Hare Krishna. Yeah.
Sir, I can't hear you.
Okay, I think the net is acting up. I'll try to go slow. So so we should be very friendly with our friends and we should not become arrogant, right? And if we do these three things, this is how we behave with seniors, with our juniors, and with our equals, then we'll be very happy. Now, so on the left-hand side, there is Yudhisthira Maharaj. Who was Yudhisthira? Do you know who was Yudhisthira Maharaj?
Pandava.
Yes.
Pandavas.
Yes, he was the eldest son of Pandavas. And here, who is he hugging? He's hugging his uncle Dhritarashtra, right? Dhritarashtra was the king at that time, right? And although when we read...
But they were the king of Indraprasth.
Yes, they were. But were they good? How did they behave with the Pandavas? They behaved very badly, right? They had battles and they tried to put their home on fire and so much torture they tried to do. And Dhritarashtra was quiet every time. But
they tried to kill them.
Exactly. So, but how was Yudhisthira Maharaja's behavior towards his uncle? Even with all of this, he was very respectful. When the whole battlefield happened, and so many people, died because of that, still Yudhisthira Maharaj went and, he gave that respect to Dhritarashtra. On the other hand, we have Duryodhan and this is Vidura. Does anyone know who is Vidura? So Vidura was a younger brother of Dhritarashtra. Yes, he was the
younger brother of Dhritarashtra.
Younger brother of Dhritarashtra, and he was also the uncle of Duryodhan and Yudhishthir. So, but Duryodhan, what he said? He said, "Oh, uncle, you are like a dog." He used very bad words in scripture. It is said, "You are like a dog. We feed you, and you are giving good advice to us. You get out from here." And so we see that in one side, there is Yudhishthira Maharaj who respects his elders so much. On the other hand, Duryodhan, he behaved so badly. And at the end, who won the battle? Who was successful? It was the Yudhishthira. Yeah. So
Yudhishthira, the Pandava army was successful.
Yes. So the lesson to learn from this is that we should always respect our elders, else we'll be finished. So there are many such stories which are given in our scriptures. We should read it and try to understand. Now we'll see another behavior. So that was behavior with someone senior. Now here we have on one side, there is Shalya and Karna. So Shalya who was Shalya? Does anyone know? It's a little tricky. Shalya was one of the king. He was the friend of Karna and Duryodhan, right? And he was also the king of one of the southern empire of Bharatavarsha. But in the battle, Shalya took the position of a charioteer. Charioteer matlab jo rath kheenchta hai, right? Who's Karna's. So once it so happened, when the fight was going on, Shalya said, I have a suggestion for you. I have a tactic that I want to share with you. And if you listen to me, then, it would be good for you. And Karna, he became angry. He said, now your job, you are a charioteer now, don't open your mouth, right? And on the other hand, so we see that this is how then Shalya said, oh, you're thinking I'm a charioteer, but let me tell you, I am also a king. I am given this position. Why? Because Duryodhana asked me to become your charioteer and we will be together, form a team and we will fight. But then we see Karna, he said that, no, you think you are my friend, you are now a charioteer. You are beneath me, so you don't advise me good. On the other hand, we see Krishna and Arjuna. Krishna also became charioteer of Arjuna. But then Arjuna listened to the advice of Krishna. So we see here how one should behave with your friends as well. So Krishna says that Sakha Cheti, that, you are my Sakha, you are my friend. So both these examples are of friendship, but one is the example of how good you should behave with your friend, and you should not be arrogant. That is the lesson to be learned here. If you're arrogant with your friends, again, there would be problem, right? Because in the difficult situation, your friends are the one who will come and help you, who will give you good counsel. Again, behaving with your friends. Now the third, can someone say what are this behavior? Are this good behavior or are this bad behavior?
Bad behavior.
Bad.
Yes, very bad. So one by one, I would like for you to just talk, just say one of the bad behavior that you are seeing here. Okay, go one by one. Yes, Tavasya. What is happening here? For example, the first photo. What is happening in the first photo?
A boy is hitting a cat.
Yes, that is a very bad behavior. Again, why? Because the cat he cannot speak like us, but he's timid. Many times we'll see our friends, sometimes there are like little puppies and they're afraid and they're trying to run, and the boys, they try to hurt him or scare him even more. That is not a good behavior. Very good. Then Arna and Arinjay.
Yes, sir. Second one is that the girl is disturbing the another girl.
Yes. She's pulling her ponytail or hitting her. It's not good behavior. We should not hurt other person, right? Similarly, Pranay, can you say what other thing you're seeing? What any other photo that you're seeing? What is happening here? I can't hear you somehow. Yeah.
Sir, the girl is littering, sir.
Yes, littering is not a good habit, right? We should protect the nature, right? We should not throw garbage all around, right? Similarly, you see all other activities. Someone is saying very bad words. Someone is behaving, making fun of other people. These are again examples of very bad activities, right? And
Yes,
we should be doing good activities, right? We'll see some more photos. So that was when we saw that when you behave badly with your friends. But this is the other impact when we take things for very granted. You see what is happening here? How are we treating Mother Nature? Yes, Renuka.
because we are putting the plastic out. Littering the rivers.
Yes, we are dirtying the rivers. We are dirtying, we are throwing plastics everywhere, and we are cutting the trees, and there is so much of garbage and all these things, and it is affecting the Mother Earth, right? So how are we treating nature? And why is this happening? Because we are not seeing that everything is God's creation. Now, if we see some of you may know that there is Earth and then there is the ozone layer. What does ozone layer do? Does anyone know?
Yes,
It protects the earth from getting burned from the sun.
Exactly.
Sir, the ozone layer protects the earth from the sun rays, sir.
Yes, it protects us
It
from
protects
the UV rays.
the earth from getting burned by the sun.
Exactly. But then what? So who made that? God has given us such a nice creation and a covering to help us. But then there is so much of pollution, and what it is doing, it is making that hole in the ozone layer. And what is happening due to that? The harmful rays are coming in. Yes, we are
But
getting.
we are not.
Yes.
Sir, but we are not understanding the earth. The earth is saving us.
Exactly. So when we look at scriptures in our Bhagavad Gita, this is what they say, that how can we protect Mother Nature? How can we protect other living beings? How can we get this good behavior? When we see that, like in this body, we are the soul, right? Similarly, there's a soul sitting in a dog's body. There's a soul sitting in a monkey's body. There's a soul sitting in the buffalo's body. In the trees, there are soul everywhere. So just imagine in a road, someone is driving a truck, someone is driving a bicycle, someone is driving a car. Now, if the truck driver rams into a cycle, will the nature, with the laws leave him? No. Why? Because he has hurted other person. Similarly, when we understand that every one of us, we are spirit, soul, and we are also part and parcel of that same God. right, then we will not want to hurt other person, will not want to hurt even mother nature, right? So then this was about behavior. Now about habit. Now can someone say, in this word habit, if I remove the letter H, what remains?
Habit.
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 Yes, a bit remains, right? So when we remove the S, then a bit remains. When we remove A, what remains?
Bit.
A bit remains, right? And when we remove B, yeah, it still remains. So what does habit means? Can someone say what does habit means? Habit means something when you do very repeatedly, they become part of our nature, right? They become difficult for us to change. So for example, this story I heard from one of our friend circle. So there was this devotee, and this is a real story. Okay. So there was this thief who came to know about God, and he became a devotee of God. And then they all went to a pilgrimage with he and his other devotee friends. Now what happened at the night time? His hand started itching because he had the habit of stealing stuff. But then he went and he took the luggage of everyone. But then he realized, oh, I'm a devotee, I should not steal. Stealing is not a good thing. So what he did, but his hand was itching. So what he did, he exchanged places. He took one bag from here, put it here, and this bag he put at other place. Like that, he did all around the room. And the next morning, when all the friends and all the other people, they got up, they were like, where did my bag go and everything? So then this person made an announcement. Actually, I'm very sorry. I was a thief earlier and my hand was itching. So don't worry, your stuff is here. I haven't stolen anything. Only things I have put it here and there. So, and everybody was laughing. So it shows that, sometimes habits are so difficult to change, right? But similarly, here are some good habits and some bad habits. For example, waking up early, is it a good habit or a bad habit?
It's a good habit.
Good habit,
It's
sir.
a good habit. Then when if you're watching a movie or cartoon or playing video game all day without studying, then is that a good habit or a bad habit?
Bad habit.
Habit, sir. Bad habit.
Bad habit.
Yeah, so there should be balance. You should work hard also, and then you should play hard also. It's not that you do only one activity all the time, right? Similarly, your parents might have given you a pocket money, and you go and buy all the candies, and you're eating candies and sweets all the time, and your teeth are getting affected. Is it a good habit or a bad habit?
Bad habit.
Bad habit. Bad habit.
God, all of you already know. I mean, I should do the class from all of you. Like, really, this is good. So yes, so these are some of the good habits and bad habits. But we should know, let me go ahead. And what are some even good habits? Like when we go to the temples, we help our mother and father in the cooking, or now in the COVID time, everyone is in the home. So we try to be, we do our studies nicely and try to help our parents, right? Or we go to the temple, we do aartis together, we try to sing songs, right? So these are all good habits. And what happens when you have good habits? Why do you need good habits? You also develop good values. Now, can someone say, this is a little technical, what is the difference between values and skill? Maybe the senior kids can tell. Can someone say, what do we understand by skills?
Value and skills.
Yeah. Go ahead, Rishi, you are saying something.
So values is what you believe and skills is what you can.
Okay, that is one way to look at it, right? What else? So value is intrinsically how you deal with other people. What are the qualities that is very close to your heart? And based on those qualities, you make your decision how you behave with other people, how you behave with planet Earth, right? But skills is like, for example, someone can be very good at drawing, right? He's very artistic. Someone is very good in running. Someone is very good in singing, So these are different skills. So people can have very much good skills, but if they do not have values, then there is an issue. Can someone say example from current times where people have skill, but they didn't have value, and that became dangerous? I'll give you one example. For example, there are some scientists who are really, really skillful, right? They can create penicillin and all kinds of good medicines that help and saves life. On the other hand, there are some categories of scientists who also make bombs and weapons that take away life, right? So both have skills, but one is using the value of saving life, and the other is using that value of maybe earning more money or whatever, power, something different. So this is the difference between skill versus value, right? So these are some of the values that we know of. Can someone say what do we understand by honesty? We have heard honesty is the best policy.
Sir, honesty means
Honesty
not
means
saying
that
lie to anyone.
One by one,
Not
raise your
cheating to
hand.
anyone.
Sorry, pause. Raise your hand and I'll call. And then you can switch on your video. Vijay. Yeah, Vijay, go ahead.
Sir, honesty means if we are not cheating to anyone, and if we are not saying lies, and that's all, sir. I know.
Very good attempt. Can someone else would like to add something on this? I want someone else also to raise hand.
honesty, being truthful.
Okay. I'll tell a very, very simple this thing. Honesty means you tell something and then you do it, right? For example, when you say that I'm going to study nicely, then you actually sit and study. That's honesty. For example, if you say I'm going to complete my vegetables, all vegetables, and I'm not going to say, oh, broccoli or oh, spinach, I'll not take. No. Honesty means when you say that you'll eat it, you eat it. But there is something called integrity. This is little difficult. Can someone say what does integrity mean? Integrity means, can someone say? Integrity basically means to keep your promise. When you say something that you will do, you do it, right? You keep your promise. So that is integrity. So now we'll see example from Hanuman, right? Who was Hanuman? Can someone say in which book or which kavya do we hear about
Hanuman
Lord
was
Hanuman?
in charge of helping
Yes, Shravani.
Sita Maya.
Okay, very good. Yeah, Shravani, go ahead. Yes, Hanuman was
Hanuman is the devotee of Ram.
yes, devotee of Lord Ram. We hear about Hanuman in Ramayana. Now I'll take some pastimes, so all of you might have already know. I'll just take one instance. So when Hanuman was there about to jump to the other side to Lanka, right? He went up over a mountain and he was very tall. He was very strong by then. He has remembered that, he's Hanuman. He sat down, he put his palm together and he prayed. He prayed to three people. He prayed to Vayudev because Vayudev was his also father, right? He prayed to Vayudev. He prayed to Suryadev, who was his guru. And then third, he prayed to Lord Ram, who was his worshipable Lord. So he prayed to all of them and then he shouted, what does he shout? Jai Shri Ram. Yes, he shouted Jai Shri Ram and he jumped to the other side of the Lanka, right? And when he was going, he met different kind of personalities. So before that, although he was strong and powerful, he could have just jumped. But then he took the blessings of whom? His parents, his teacher, and also God. He took the blessings of these three and then he started his mission. This is something that we should also learn, right? And that's why you saw in the beginning of the class also, we did our prayers. So here's an activity for you. Every morning, you should also get up, and in Indian culture, we touch the feet of our parents and we say good morning or pranams, right? It's a very good habit. Maybe you can also try it. Hanuman did it and we see that Hanuman is glorified, right? And now Hanuman jumped and then what happened? Then he met two different demons. First he met a mountain. Can someone say what was the name of the mountain? It was Manak Mountain. Okay, Manak Mountain, he came up from the ocean and he said, oh, Hanuman, you took such a long jump. You must be tired. Your feet must be aching, right? Why don't you sit and you rest? See, I am a mountain, I have forest, I have waterfalls, I have fresh fruits, maybe strawberries or kiwis or whatever. I have fresh fruits that you can take and you can rest. But you know what Hanuman said? Hanuman said, no, I have a duty and I need to follow our duty. So sometimes, similarly, when suppose we have to study and then our mind may say, oh, so much study, let me go and just watch cartoon for 5 minutes. I'll just watch this cartoon and come back and study. Or, let me just do something, or I'll just play cricket for some time and then I'll come back, or I'll draw something, but I'll not study. No, so Hanuman says, when you have taken up that you should do something, you should focus on that, right? And then, so he said like that, but mountain was saying, oh, please, 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 please rest, and then you go. So he satisfied him. He just put his toe on the top of the mountain and he jumped. So he said that, okay, I stayed, even if my toe was touching, but yeah, I stayed there. Next, he made a demoness, called Surasa. And Surasa had a huge mouth. He came and he said, oh, Hanuman, you are supposed to go Lanka, but the rule is, if you have to reach Lanka, you have to pass through my mouth. Now, Hanuman said, if I pass through your mouth, then I'll be dead and I cannot go to Lanka. So Surasa said, yeah, that is the plan, right? If you come inside, I'll eat you, then you cannot go. But then he said that, but I have to go to Lanka. So then Hanuman started becoming large and large and large. And on the other hand, Surasa, her mouth was also increasing. Here Hanuman is increasing, here Surasa. Here Hanuman, Surasa. And it became so huge. And then you know what Hanuman did? Hanuman became like a mosquito immediately. And he went inside the mouth and came out. And Surasa, before she could realize, she said that you are so clever. You fulfilled the desire. I think now the time of Lanka is over. So you'll have to go. So here, another lesson that we learn from Lord Hanuman is, sometimes you see, people have ego clashes. They said, I am better than you. I am better than you. I am better than you. So Lord Hanuman teaches, when we meet with arrogant people, we should be humble. We should be humble, right? We said, yeah, you are great. Let me, whatever you say is true. Let me do my work. So here is another lesson that we are learning from Hanuman. So these are the different qualities, the values that Hanuman had. Similarly, we'll come to know about all the other values also that we can learn from different scriptures, and they're very helpful. So, but also scripture says that many times we do not have, it takes time to get these good qualities. We learn from our parents, we learn from our teachers. So here is one shloka with which we'll end today. Okay. Yashasti bhaktir bhagavati akinchana sarver gunastatra samasate suraha harao abhaktasya kuto mahatguna manorathe nasti dhavato bahi. So what it means is, even if someone doesn't have any good qualities, if he becomes a devotee of the Lord, then all good qualities would come into him. Now we have heard so many model stories, right? Can someone, I'll ask you a question. Can someone tell me of
Sir, me, sir, Vijay.
Sorry?
Sir, me, Vijay can say.
Okay, just 1 second. I'll ask the question first. Who was a great dacoit who later became a great devotee of the Lord? Can someone say? We have heard, and yeah.
Sir, can you repeat the question?
Yeah, there was a fearsome dacoit, a thief, a robber, a plunderer, who became a devotee of God later, and he became such a great devotee. I'll stop here. So who was that dacoit?
Can I say?
Yeah, Vijay, I'll come back to you. You already said there is a yeah, Preeti.
Sir, Valmiki.
Very good. And what did Valmiki later create? What did he do? Why is he famous for?
He wrote Ramayana.
He wrote Ramayana.
He wrote Ramayana. Very good, very good. Yes. So we see this was an example of someone who apparently was very brutal, right? At least we are not that brutal, but they were also, but he was very brutal.
Somebody who was very bad but then became very good.
Yes. And he become good. How? By taking shelter of God and His holy name, right? So this is, we have this value,
This is it.
especially now that you're young children. Okay, so some of you are going to be scientists, some of you are going to be entrepreneurs, some you're going to touch people's life, how nicely you are going to help the world, right? So Hare Krishna, this was brief about values. I hope most of the stories but still we took some of the stories from here and saw that how we can learn from them, right? So Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And this is just the beginning. As we go into the course, every day we will learn, both I and you together, we are going to learn some, more graver things, right? Which would help us very much in our life. Okay, so I'll stop here and I'll pass on to Vimal sir for the next. Does anyone have any question or comment?
No, sir.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Thank you then. Hare
So
Krishna. Thank you.
we thank Soumya sir for
I
very
want to learn
beautifully.
about Raman and Mahabharata.
Very good. Yes, we are going to we have courses for that, and Vimal sir is going to say. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Soumya sir, for taking us through this nice value session and telling us how values can help us improve our life and become truly inspiring leaders. And so continuing with this, now we'll request the students, if they have any questions or comments, they can tell if they want to speak something, whatever they learned, whatever they found useful today, or anything that they are hoping to learn from this coming sessions. So they're welcome. They can speak few words and then we'll continue with the presentation. So you can raise hands and then we'll let you speak and say, yeah. So I can see many hands here. Are all of you ready to speak, or Vijay, Sanaya and Soumya, Shravani, Tavasya, would you like to speak? We have 3 hands. Maybe let us hear one by one. We have Vijay, Preeti. So yeah, Vijay, you can speak and then Preeti can speak. Yes, Vijay. Please unmute yourself and please
Yes,
speak.
sir.
I think by mistake it was pressed hand, but
Okay.
Vijay has been very active. So love to have you here for the next session. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, great. So would someone else like to speak? Vamika is raising hand.
Hello? Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm Vamika father.
Yes, sir, please.
Yeah. First of all, I would like to thank all of you for making efforts to bring such great items in front of our new generation and new children. Really, it will be helpful to make their values and this value, as Mr. Kundu said very rightly. We have, if we have the skills only, and today we are focusing only on education and skills, and we are a little bit means keeping away the value. So this session and this kind of curricular activities, it will definitely bring values in the heart of our children. So I'm very happy, and I want to extend my sincere thanks to all of you and all your team who are really doing great job. I'm very happy. It was very small session, but it gave me very immense pleasure, and I cannot really convert in my words. So it is very good for children. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your kind words. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, sir, for your appreciation. Would someone else like to say something that they found useful in the session and that inspired them?
Good evening, sir. This is Raja Simha from father of Vijay Simha. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So by seeing this session, I'm very much happy to see there are courses like this to impart our values to the children. So as others sir said that, so nowadays we are only interested in education, only skill set developing, other software courses. But yeah, imparting our real values to the children is very important to be, to make them a right citizen, at the same time like good leaders as well. I'm really happy to see to join this session. So I hope so. One more small suggestion from my side is, because as we explained all those behaviors and skill sets. So are there any because so in order to check the progress, for example, if they what they have understood, so how to just check whether they are implementing that suggestions which you have made, so whether they are adopting these skills into their lives. So that sort of uh, what do you call, checking the progress, we need to understand that then it will be much more fruitful in that case. So that how I am interested how you are planning to do that. For example, if you say good habits, behaviors, whether he is doing something, so just listening a class in 1 hour and then just leaving all the whole week back, it doesn't make any sense for me. Because for example, if we say we are thinking that just listening a class for just 1 hour will not achieve our goal, the real goal of this session. So how have you any planned such activities, like how you check the progress, so that then that will be a great help.
Yes, sir. Thank you. It's a very, very valuable thing that most of our modern education is also like that. It's just information. But we have tried to make our course in such a way that also there is transformation, keeping in mind that they're actually also small kids. We would want them to be like Shastragya and, have a lot of shlokas, but we have to give them in bits and pieces. So yes, we have that. We also have different like kind of tests and puzzles which will just test their knowledge, but also will have activities that's like, did you do this, did you do that? So we'll do that checkup and we will gradually progress it. So again, this is not like a bookish course that we are doing. This is meant for a particular child at a particular age, and we are taking that into consideration. So definitely, sir. And also we'd also like to know from all of you, if you have any good suggestion of what we can do to better cater, that is also much appreciated. Because as Vimal also said that we are kind of newly, we are trying to, help whatever knowledge we have, whatever knowledge, all of you are already parents, you're already the first gurus of your children. You exactly know, what is going to help your child learn better. So we do have an interactive module and a plan of tests as well, not just test, but also activity based test. Did you do this? For example, today I told the case that it's a good habit that did you not touch the feet of your parents or touch the feet of your elder, and gradually we'll check that how many of you did, what was the hesitation, was there a kind of, now it's a cultural thing that I don't see my friends doing it, why should I do it? So how do we answer that? So this all things are there, and yes, we will try it, and we also require all of your assistance as well, and any good suggestion that you have, we're
Yes,
happy to take it.
I have one good suggestion in this regard. Actually,
Yeah.
who has raised this valuable points? I don't know his name, but this is very valid and important request. Actually, I have suggestion. The children, they have done last year one of the course for the mind. What was the name? Mind booster, memory booster course. And what they guys did along with the children, they asked, they given some activities, means XYZ activities, and they said daily basis they have to check whether they have done or not done, and take the picture and send it in the WhatsApp group. So they created another alternative WhatsApp group. So children, they had the very good means competition feeling, that okay, I should be ahead of my brother, I should be ahead my other friends. So they are very eager to do all those activities as said by the faculty, and they check it and they send it to the group. So this quality of the children we can capitalize, and if we want, we can make it happen.
Yeah, we do have competitions. Let me tell you, we do have competitions, shloka recitation, singing, all of that. Even we have summer and winter camps as well, where all of their tendency, the creative aspect of it also, how do we connect them to their culture, how do we connect them to their god, that is also there. So definitely it will be there. And we also have a lot of activities like this as well, where we give a homework. We, for example, when the courses will go on, we'll give them a shloka memorization chart. We explain them the shloka and how they can practice it, plus also memorizing. So it's like, how the Vedanta Sutras are. They are like in just the entire Vedas is given. If you remember that, then you will remember the bigger ones. Similarly, shlokas, if they remember, right, they'll be able to also recollect that, okay, this was the class and this was that. So all those activities will also be there. Yeah.
Thank you.
I hope it answers your question, Vijay's father, sir.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you so much. Yeah, I see Dhavat Shah's mother raising hand. Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So, yeah, it was a lovely presentation by all of you, and very grateful from the bottom of my heart. So, I want to, I would not say suggest, because this is my first time I'm attending this.
Mhm.
So, are there any skit or drama presentations which are more real life, means
Mhm.
as a child, like when you talk of values,
Mhm.
how do you implement them in a real life scenario? So like like my child is 11 years old. So like there is peer pressure, there is comparison, there is bullying some amount.
Yes.
So how do values, how does one present it?
Right.
So if something as a skit is done, which the children themselves only can make it,
Yeah.
I think that way they will, it will go right into their heads rather than, memorizing it.
Right. It's a very valuable point. And yeah, we do have skits in our, so this is just the orientation. So I kept it very small and just gave a kind of an overview. And when the classes will go on, we do have skits, proper skits. And because online mode, even in the last celebration, we had another batch. We had like 3 skits that were performed with 3 people per batch, like per team. So yeah, it's very valuable input. Yeah, thank you. We do have that. Thank you. Okay, thank you so much for all of your active participations and even the parents as well. And so Vimal Prabhu, if you can take them forward with the next steps. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. We thank all the parents for their valuable suggestions. And just a point I was thinking of, that one of the parents were mentioning that how if we can have some regular input, just like if we have a weekend input, weekend class, similarly if we can have a regular input. So that is why we are planning that we'll have a Vidyasrama, and that would facilitate that the children can come daily for some time, say 20 minutes or even very small time, 20-30 minutes, and they can do some activities, get some valuable inputs from Vedas, do some meditation, and that would give them valuable input every day. Just like whatever goes inside them, that only they behave, that is the way they behave. So generally they get input from TV, from the movies, from their TV stars, and they smoke, they drink, and they do violence, and then therefore we see that they make them as their role models. So if they invest time every day, spend some time, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, which can be small, one story, 5 minutes meditation, that will be very useful input to them every day, and that will certainly be a good transformation. So that initiative we are coming up very soon. So stay connected and we'll inform you with that. So that is another thing. And now let us continue with the presentation. Thank you everyone for the valuable input. Is there anyone who would like to share, or else we'll move on? Any other parent would like to share? They can raise hand, or else we'll continue with this. Okay, so let us move on with the presentation. So next we have few announcements, like first of all, this is the orientation session, and that is why there was no one common group, and all of you we are conveying all the message in that common group. But now there would be three separate groups, three separate WhatsApp groups for the separate courses like Disa, Prerna, and Samskara according to your age groups. Also, there is one group Bhagavad Gita for children, which is only for the existing students, and some other also. And then there are some activities that you have to do at the end of every session. Just like there would be a Kahoot quiz, which is very fun and interesting. You would love that. And there would be also a sloka to memorize after every class. So there are few activities. And where do you submit all these activities? So for that, we have your dashboard in which we'll upload all the lectures. We'll upload all the slokas with reciting thing, everything. So I'll just share with you how you get into that dashboard. So this is a dashboard, how it will look like. So let me just share with you how you can get there. So how you have to get there is simply you go to the website. You can go to the website srijan.isconnewtown.com, right? srijan.isconnewtown.com, and after that you go here, login. So once you log in, they will ask for your credentials. We'll share it with you, and once you log in, you see this page, right? So whatever course you are enrolled in, like suppose I'm enrolled in Samskara, so I'll go here and I can find all my lessons here. All the lectures will be uploaded, whatever slokas are there, everything will be uploaded here, and there I can see whatever it is there, right? So if you want, you can download the lecture, you can download, and here in the comment, suppose you have to upload your sloka, so you can upload, you can record a audio or a video, and then you can upload your file here, like that. If you want to upload some art like your pictures, paintings or anything, so all those things you can upload here in the dashboard, and we'll get that, and then we can share that with our larger community in Facebook and for those participants who do it good. So this was about the dashboard and for the hub for all your activities. And after this, we have a certificate for all of you after you complete the course, right? So the certificate, you would get a certificate like this for different modules, Samskar, Disa, and Prerna. And for certificate, we have certain criteria, like you should have 75% attendance. That means out of 8 sessions, you should at least attend 6 of the sessions, and you should be actively participating in all the activities like sloka recitation and whatever activities are there. So you'll also learn, because these are like only on weekends, so it will not take much time. You'll get time to do all these activities, right? And it will also be fun if you do that. So yeah, Ansu sir, you can continue with this.
I think we have more or less covered everything that we wanted to cover today. Okay, like we would like to hear from probably more of you, the kids, right now. So anyone would like to share any points that they liked during the session, or they remember and they would like to share with all of us, then they're very welcome. Anyone would like to share? I can see Naisha, Nitiksha, Pranay.
Even children can share what they learned or whatever a good thing that they would like to share.
It doesn't have to be a very great point. It can be anything that you remember today, and because once you speak, that will stick to your mind. So that's why we really encourage all of you to speak during the sessions. Anyone would like to say? Shravani, you are saying something. You're on mute.
One point that you remember from today's session.
I learned that we should be humble in the Hanumanji story.
Very good. Haribol. So we have a tradition
Haribol.
when someone says any nice point and we like to encourage, we said loud Haribol. Like Hanuman says, Jai Shri Ram, we said Haribol. Let's
Haribo.
Haribo.
Very good. Thank you.
Okay, any other points? Yes, Riyansh want to say?
I just okay. So I just wanted to know one thing. What are the things that we can do on a daily basis to imbibe correct values in kids? What can we do?
Yes. So the simplest answer to do is generally kids more than listening, they learn by seeing. So when we also
Correct.
practice some of the values in our life, for example, when they see that we don't become angry when the situations are like little troublesome. So it's also our part as well. So for our daily life, I would suggest from our perspective, like I'm also working and I also have a family. So I make it a habit to have some spiritual practice at home. So the children in the home, they see that, okay, you know, my parent or so and so, they do that. So when they see that, even when the situation, when they grow up, when the timings become trouble, because they had that initial grain of, you know, thought, or they have seen it, they'll get back to the roots. So that would be
correct.
I would suggest you can also start reading Bhagavad Gita with them, or the shloka that we discussed. You can also help them memorize them, or you know, you read them and try to, you know, what do you understand, and talk like that. So you just have a formal interaction, and yeah, and if you try to follow that in your life, that's the best example. Does that help answer your question?
Correct. And one more thing I wanted to ask you, do we have some videos? Do we have some videos or something? Do we have some videos about Bhagavad Gita and Ramayana, Mahabharata, which they can go through? Any videos? Interactive ones, kind of.
We do have them, but again, we are also seeing from the children's age perspective, right? And as I said, that we just started last year, so we are also curating a lot of this and reaching out to a lot of our alumni who, you know, who passed out through all of this kind of conversations and trainings and all of that, and trying to get their help as well. So we do have some of them, but yeah, it's a kind of, we are building up on that. So, and you'll see that we'll keep on sharing, you know, small videos and clips in our sessions as well, and also on our WhatsApp group. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Thank you so much.
I think Riyansh wants to say something. Riyansh?
I learned the values and the good habits you should have.
Probably your voice is little low, Riyansh. Can you repeat?
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, Riyansh, we can hear you.
So I learned, so you should always have good habits and your behavior should be good.
Very nice point. I think, yes. So Riyansh is telling us that one very beautiful point, that our behavior to others should be always kind and polite, and we should always mind how we are behaving with others. Very good.
Haribol, nice point.
Haribol.
Yeah.
Thank you, Riyansh.
Go ahead, Aishwarya.
Yes, Aishwarya.
Yes, sir. I learned about like how to be humble, how to be good with our friends, family, elders. I learned, sir.
Very good. So
wonderful. Haribol for Aishwarya as well. Yeah, go ahead, Anshu.
Haribol.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Anyone else would like to? Okay, we can see Vedant. Yes, Vedant, would you like to share? Okay, probably we'll go to, we have Arna and Arinjay. Okay, please unmute yourself and you can speak.
Where can I see?
Okay, Vedant wants to speak something. Yes, we'll hear from him and then we'll move ahead to Anna.
The most parts which I liked is when Soumya sir said when he said Hanuman story, sir. And most things I didn't knew about, which I learned today in this session.
Thank you for sharing. Yeah, that was a very beautiful story. So we can see Vedant, your father is also there. So would he like to share some points?
Hare Krishna, sir.
Hare Krishna.
The best part, what I like to say is that the adaptation to the new technology means, though the pandemic era, you guys are still, it's not like that. Uh, whole thing has to be in the traditional way only. So it's good to see that you are equally on this kind of a things also, which enables us to connect across the world. Means like I have to get into something with ESCON Kolkata, doesn't matter wherever I'm sitting. So really good on that part.
Yeah, thank you for your appreciation. So this is, yeah, please go ahead, sir.
And the second thing is that last few years, we as a parents also has been exposed to all these things in many ways. Like there has been now YouTube videos are there, a lot of movies has been there, a lot of podcasts are there. But the whole thing, how to teach to a kid has always been a big question mark, that how can we make this whole thing to such a small mind. Means they are not like that, whatever you, the way it has been mentioned on the YouTube, so you cannot directly tell them, they may or may not understand. But this overall organized way of doing is really something appreciable.
Yeah, so this is just a small effort, and this is, we are just a small team right now. We just started, but the thing is that with the help of all of you, all of the parents as well, and we have many parents as well who volunteer with us, and they help us in this initiative. So with all this, we are trying to serve in one way, and so thank you. I think
First session was really good to see for 1.5 hours, and we'll surely give these details in our internal community members, and I think a lot of people might be interested in that.
Yeah, definitely, sir. Thank you for your appreciation.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, so we have Arna who wants to share. Yes, please go ahead.
Sir, we learned that at morning we should blessing our parents and we should touch our feet of our parents. My nanny also tell me that we should touch our parents at morning feet.
Yeah, so you know, we hope that you will follow that and start to apply that, right?
सुबह उठ के मैं मम्मी को बहुत प्यार करता हूँ, प्रणाम भी करता हूँ ना। मेरी नानी कहती कि रोज प्रणाम करो।
बहुत बढ़िया, जाके नानी को भी आप प्रणाम करना इसके बाद कि नानी मैं करूंगा आज से अब भी। बहुत बढ़िया, हरि बोल।
Hari bol. Okay, thank you, Arna and Arinjay. So Pranay, you'd like to share?
Pranay, you are on mute. We can't hear you somehow.
Yeah. Still, Pranay, we cannot hear you. You can try to speak a little closer to the mic. Soumya sir, can you hear Pranay?
No, I also can't hear. Maybe you can type in the chat.
Yeah, you can let us know in the chat.
And we will share it with the team. Thank you, Pranay.
Hello,
Okay.
sir.
Yeah, Preeti, please
Yeah,
go ahead.
Preeti, go ahead.
Yeah, this is Tia's mother, Preeti, and I would like to know about when the Sanskar class is going to start.
Yeah, so the classes, this is the first orientation session. The classes will be starting from next weekend, right? So from the next Sunday that is coming on, the timings we'll be sharing shortly. So please look at, keep looking on the WhatsApp group. All the information will be shared there.
Okay, so I have like I need two links, like one for Sanskar and one for Disha.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. We hope that you have.
Now you can hear me.
We'll be sharing the links to join in all the 3 groups, and depending on what courses you have taken, you can join, right?
So after 5:30, is there any schedule?
Today,
Yes.
no, today we'll be concluding at 5:30, but we'll be continuing in the next weekend.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, Pranay, we can hear you now. Yeah, Pranay, go ahead. Yeah.
Well, in this class, I learned we should touch our parents and our elders' feet. They give us blessing.
Very good. Revol. Very good.
Hari Bol.
Very well.
Thank you.
So all of you have shared very beautiful points, and we really hope that you learn those things, you apply those things, and we will be checking, asking in the upcoming classes as well that if you're really doing it. So please try to follow it as well. Okay. Anyone else would like to share? We have 2 more minutes. We can hear.
Sir, I loved I loved that the Soumya sir said that Hanuman story like that Hanuman used his intelligence.
Very nice.
And I learned daily when we wake up, we should pray to our parents' feet.
Yes, very good. Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, Vimal sir, do you have anything else to share? Because we
no,
had,
sir, I think we
we are
completed
also
everything.
close to the time.
Yeah, so if there is anything else, anyone else to say, they can share some points, else we can conclude now.
I wanted to share one point. This
Yes,
was
sir.
the highlight of today for me personally, meeting all of you. And I'm earnestly looking forward to meet you all for the coming sessions as well. So till then, yeah, keep praying to God, and I hope and pray, and I sincerely pray that all of you remain safe in these times. And yes, I'm looking forward to again connect with you in the coming weeks.
I got corona.
Oh, is it? Hare Krishna. So we will pray that she gets cured quickly by saying Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
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 Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
So our sincere prayers from all of our side that definitely you'll get cured faster, right? Till that time, we are here, even though we may be isolated in our home, but we'll use the technology for connecting.
Sir, you are in mute.
Okay. So Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna, sir.
Hare Krishna. So we thank all the participants for their enthusiastic and attentive participation. And let us close this event today. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. See you all next week. Hare Bol.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.